This is The Scoop for Monday.
I'm Megan Bowman with the WMNF News headlines. Former President Donald Trump is safe following what the FBI is calling an attempted assassination. Local authorities say the U.S. Secret Service agents protecting Trump fired at a man pointing an AK-style rifle with a scope as the former president was playing on his golf course in West Palm Beach yesterday. Law enforcement officials have identified the man as Ryan Wesley Ruth. He was arrested in a neighboring county within minutes of authorities putting out a very urgent alert detailing his vehicle, license plate number, and description of him. Florida Attorney General Ashley Moody's office is asking a judge to toss out a challenge to the new state law preventing strippers under age 21 from performing in adult entertainment establishments. Moody's office pointed to efforts to curb human trafficking, saying people aged 18 to 20 are more vulnerable to exploitation. The lawsuit, filed by multiple adult establishments, says the state has not shown a connection between human trafficking and these establishments. The law took effect on July 1st and includes a second-degree felony charge for people who employ or allow dancers under 21 to perform nude in adult clubs. Hillsborough County Public Schools have faced nearly 200 shooting threats since the deadly incident at a high school in Georgia earlier this month. WMNF's Chris Young tells us top officials are calling it frustrating.
There have been 181 threats made in Hillsborough schools alone since September 4th. Superintendent Van Ayers says it's more than ever before.
Enough is enough. These false threats against our schools have got to stop.
9 students have been arrested so far. And Chief of Emergency Management for Hillsborough Schools, John Newman, says the threats impact all students.
So these kids are victims as well of these bogus threats because they don't know if they want to go to school. They're telling their moms and dads, I'm afraid to go.
A middle schooler says she jokingly threatened her school earlier this month. She is now facing a felony charge for a written or electronic threat to conduct a mass shooting. Chris Young, WMNF News, Tampa.
Money is flowing to political committees on both sides of a ballot measure that would enshrine abortion rights in the Florida Constitution. Floridians Protecting Freedom is leading efforts to pass the referendum, which began after the state legislature approved a bill preventing abortions after 6 weeks of pregnancy. Finance reports show the group raised over $400,000 in the first week of September. The committee has about over $22 million on hand. Meanwhile, Florida Voters Against Extremism is fighting the proposed constitutional amendment. The committee raised just over $200,000 during the same period. Florida's Office of Election Crimes and Security says it's found at least 35 people who submitted fraudulent petitions to get an abortion rights amendment on the November ballot. State officers have been knocking on doors as part of their investigation. But as Margie Menzel reports, voting rights activists say the investigations shouldn't be happening so close to the election.
Brad Ashwell is the Florida director of All Voting is Local. He says the state's investigators are going door to door, asking people about petitions they signed or didn't sign. Ashwell says that's frightening to would-be voters.
This isn't the first time they've done this, and this is what we warned about this office from the beginning when it was just a piece of legislation. We warned that there needed to be guardrails on this office so that it wasn't taking actions right before the election to sway results.
The DeSantis administration says more voters could have been victims of felony identity theft and forgery. I'm Margie Menzel.
The National Weather Service says to expect scattered showers and thunderstorms today between 2 and 8. Those are going to continue throughout the week. Your high today is 91 and your lows are around 75. It's 76 degrees in Tampa and in Sarasota. I'm Megan Bowman with the WMNF News headlines.
This is The Scoop, recorded at WMNF Tampa.